Hi everyone, welcome, welcome. Here for our recap on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thanks for joining me. I see y'all coming through in the building. I really appreciate y'all coming through. Nice to see everybody here. We got to get into it. This episode was a little crazy, okay? A little bit crazy. And listen, I'm trying to give her a chance, but Sanya is rubbing me the wrong way. I'm not feeling her. I'm not liking it. But y'all can chat with me in the comments and let me know, how do you feel about Sanya? So we start off and we're still at the Jamaican dinner, right? And I appreciate it. I like when, these reality shows and they have different cultures and then the people introduce everyone to their culture. I love that. And I love the fact that Sonya, she had a mom cooking, but she also had the ladies, helping with the preparing of the food. Now, Sonya did this thing at a cooking class spot, I guess I'm gonna call it. The only problem I have with her is, baby girl, make sure if you can't do this thing in your house and you're going to do it somewhere else, make sure that you pay for extended hours so you don't have to end up kicking everybody else. Talking about we got to go because the thing closes at 9, or I only paid to 9, or whatever she said. But before we even get there, Drew decides to come. Drew shows up. Now, when Drew came, Sonya spoke to her. She did. I can't call it that she embraced her, right? But she did speak to Drew when Drew arrived, right? I just don't like the Jamaican girl. She's trying to prove a point, and she's trying to go with Kenya and Candy. You know what, April? You are correct. I feel like she is staying on Drew's case for no reason, and I'm still confused. I'm still extremely confused how even her mother is jumping on Drew. But meantime, what do you call it? Marlo called her a B. Marlo called her B, and that was all good. That just went over their head. But Drew is like public enemy number one. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it at all. That's why I'm not feeling her. Hey, hey, you from the Bronx? Yes, Bronx in the building. Sonya needs to go. Leave Drew alone already. You know what, Mary? Exactly. Leave Drew alone already. It's like you're plucking at her and picking on her for no apparent reason. It's like it doesn't. I don't get it. And I wonder, once she sees on, in real time, how Marlo was shading the heck out of her. I wonder if she's gonna come for Marlo like that. But I bet you my bottom dollar, she's not, and she won't. Let's see if she gives Marlo any energy at the reunion. So Drew shows up. They're sitting down. By the time Drew got there, the food was already ready, right? So everybody's sitting down and they're eating. And once again, we got to go back to this New York trip, and Sonya and Drew are going back and forth, back and forth. They're still at it. Now, Drew, I don't think she needed to do this, but hey, listen, she threw this in there. How Sonya, first she said Sonya got down and sat down with her makeup artist and got her makeup done for free. But then she said, Sonya said, oh, but he said, charge me $25. And she said, but did you pay the $25? So here we go again with someone not getting paid. So they was kind of going at it, back and forth. It wasn't making any sense. But here's what pissed me off. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Here's what pissed me off. It pissed me off that Sonya's mother jumped into the whole fight, and she's like a little mini Miss Joyce. And if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, she's like a Miss Wanda. Why are you getting in this fight? Why are you not trying to be the bigger person and be a mom and tell them both that they shouldn't be fighting like this instead of getting in it? Yeah, Drew is low hanging fruit. Sonya, girl, is not. It's a no for me, dog. Please go sit down and take your mama with you. You know what? I agree. Go sit down somewhere. Hey, Miss G. Hey, Sheila. Go sit down somewhere and take your mama with you, because I had enough. And listen, take the dad and the whole family, because even that scene when, they was in her house and she's talking about it again, it's like everything is on Drew's back, right? So her and Drew go back and forth. Drew's mama jumps in, and it was just a whole mess. So to take the attention off of herself, Drew mentioned, she said, hey, Kenya, why don't you did you tell Candy how you felt about the vibrating panties, right? So now we get into the whole vibrating panties thing. I think we all agreed last week that it wasn't the right place, time, or venue for Candy to be introducing or having the ladies wear those vibrating panties, right? I think we're kind of all in agreement with that, right? You said, Ms. Gigi, the moms don't need to be on these shows, especially not in these girls' squabbles. You know what? I agree with you. Well, see, it's a mixed bag, right? Because on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Miss Wanda is the reason why the show gets a little life, right? Because when she's not on there, there is no life in that show. Um, Miss Joyce, Mama Joyce, the problem I have with Mama Joyce is Mama Joyce was different when she first came on the show. I never forget that scene. I had to be season one where they was all at a table. They was at a dinner. I can't even remember what they were talking about, but this was definitely probably season one. And Mama Joyce was like the voice of reason. She was like, y'all ladies should not be fighting like this. And I'm like, okay, so where is that Mama Joyce? Like Mama Joyce after that, she turned into an absolute beast. Hey Sebastian, what's going on?
Hey Diva,
Hey, hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? The thing is, I want to say this. Sanya, yeah, Sanya, who, she is clout chasing, but that message should not be coming from Drew. Right message, but wrong messenger.
Okay, I can agree with that. I can agree with
Because
that.
I'm gonna say this, Sanya. Nobody really knows who you are unless they follow the Olympics.
True,
Nobody
true,
knows who you are unless they follow the Olympics.
true. No shade, but true. Yes.
And Drew, you should not be talking because your role in the game wasn't even a main role. You were just a side chick for Derwin who had like two or three lines in the whole time you were there. So it's the right message but wrong messenger.
You know what? You could be absolutely right. But I do think that Sonya's focus is just on Drew. And listen, if you're going to come in there, give everybody a little heat.
Oh
Don't
no no
focus
no no
on.
no. Also, mind you,
Mhm.
Drew was doing this to Kenya last season. She kept on coming for Kenya, kept on coming for Kenya,
Well,
kept
I
on
did.
Profit Gate, kept on coming for Latoya, Profit Gate, and all this stuff. Now it's
Well,
your
you know
turn,
what?
Drew. It's
You
your
that
turn.
is
It's your
true.
turn, Ma.
That is true.
We're not
So go ahead.
we're not gonna sit here and act Drew is all innocent in this mess. No, she deserves it, and Tanya. She is cloud chasing, but I'm gonna say she is a good friend because she was saying how like she's calling out Drew because she didn't like how you had your hands in front of Sheree's face like that. And I agree 100%. You should not be getting all aggressive, just like Sutton was getting all aggressive to Diana.
Yeah, aggressiveness in the hands and the face is not cool, but she stayed on that subject too long. Okay, what did Drew do to you that you are so angry and upset with her and you are just dogging her out, right? So here's the thing. Now we turn the heat on to Kenya, right? And the heat is turned on to Kenya. Well, actually, let me take that back. Before we turn the heat on to Kenya, Sanya said you better put some respect on her name because she won 4 Olympic gold medals. And I was like, all right, Sonia, so what? Sit down. And you actually brought your medal to the dinner, and then you give the medal, to Marlo as the award for winning the winding dance. Like, come on now, girl, stop. If you're going to give out a prize, give out a real prize. No, we did
Oh
not
no
need
no
to
no no no,
see your
Diva, we're not
medal.
gonna do this. That
Yes.
that prize has value. When you win Olympic gold I think when you win a gold medal, every medal has a cash prize to it. So I think that medal is probably worth $42,000.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is to bring it to the dinner, to put it around Marlo's neck, to kind of just bring it there to show it off. I'm saying that if you was going to give somebody a prize for being the best dancer, give them a prize. Don't just you just wanted to show off your medal. I'm good. I don't need to see your medal. We know you won them. We're good. Um,
Actually, not a lot of people watch those Olympics, so not we don't know if she won them. Not everyone knows she won them. I am tired of her speaking about her medals, but that type of read was a type of Kenya, a Wendy, a Cepho read. That read was a hard read. When she was like, "Put some respect on my name," I have four. 4 gold medals. That was a
it,
class
it
thing.
did it didn't move me. I was like, girl, I'm not putting no respect on your name. I'm sick of you.
But
Yes, Toria, I'm sick of her talking about her 4 medals.
I am
Absolutely sick
too.
of it. Like next, what's next, girlfriend? What else you got? Almost like when Neil said was over talking about her degrees. Give me a break. Yes, Nessie. Over talking. We heard about the degrees, and you notice she finally learned her lesson because we stopped hearing about it. Sanya, learn yours and learn yours quick. I'm over it. Both Free and Sanya need to calm it down. Oh, do you mean Drew? Nobody wants to hear it every time they sit down and enjoy a meal. No one wants to hear it. Yeah, you meant Drew. Okay, Black Swan, I got you. No one wants to hear about it every single time. It's like, okay, over and over and over. Put some respect in your name. Girl, you on a reality show. How much respect do you want us to put on your name? Where did those medals get you if you on a reality show? So, like, let's stop it, please. But go
And
ahead, Sebastian.
remember what I said a couple of days ago about those Olympic medals on what was going on Reddit about her winning one of those medals? There was something going
Yes, I
on.
remember.
Someone said that on Reddit. And that type of practice is mostly practiced in Russia. Like they do it, that's why they don't have an Olympic team anymore, is because they constantly keep on doing stuff to enhance their athletic performance.
Yeah, she's not moving me. And
This
if
will be
she
her
wants
last
to,
season, okay? This will be her last season. And I hope this is Drew's last season too, because I'm tired of seeing Drew on this.
well, Drew, you know what? Unfortunately, Drew is not finding her way either, right? Drew is very Drew's not finding her way. So we got Sonya and her read about put respect on her name. Then the table gets turned to Kenya, and Kenya has to address with Candy how she did not like, the whole vibrating panties. And I get it. I thought it was crude. I didn't like it either. And but what I didn't like is I didn't like Candy pretty much kind of slut shaming Kenya, right? Saying, and then Miss Joyce jumps in too, right? Talking about Beyonce and, wasn't you in the movie Twa? Well, people, they grow over the years, right? Everybody has growth. And we got to say this, Kenya has really grown. I think Brooklyn put a whole new side of Kenya
And
to come
Mark,
out.
and
Go
Mark,
ahead.
and Mark, Brooklyn and Mark did something to Kenya.
Well,
I'm
well,
sorry. I'm gonna have to give him credit on that too, because it's ever since she married him, she's been acting like this. Kenya has never been. Well, Kenya was always good, in my opinion. She was always good, but she's
mhm.
changed ever since she got married to Mark and got um Brooklyn.
I think, yeah, well, you know what? Marriage in Brooklyn. I'll side with you on that, Sebastian. Marriage in Brooklyn has changed her. Sonya has to live in the past because her future ain't about nothing. If it were, she would not be on a reality TV show trying to get respect for her name. I agree with you. Girl, go run a race. Oh my God, Miss Gigi, that's funny. Go run a race and leave us alone. Like Kenya always talking about she was Miss USA. You know what, the Doctor of Love? I agree.
No,
You
no,
are
no, no,
correct.
no. It's not the same thing. Miss USA is way more competitive than running. I'm sorry. It is way more competitive. You only have one chance. That's the only chance you got, is once you represent a state. Once you represent a state, you can't go again.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, Sebastian.
we're not gonna do this anymore. We're not gonna do this. Miss USA is way, way much harder to achieve. And also, the thing is, she's not the first black woman from Michigan.
Hmm.
The fact that she's the first darker skinned black woman to win that title is what everyone is saying. Because they usually gave those titles to the lighter skinned African American women. But the fact that she overcame those stereotypes and she won, that's why it's a big deal that Kenya Moore was Miss USA. So we're gonna put some respect on her name when we're talking about Kenya Moore.
Okay, we're gonna put some respect on her name. Okay, so Tori said, to be honest to me, the show was boring. I want to see trip parties. You know what, Tori? I feel the same way. Party shopping, not NYC, been there a million times. But then again, only lady that has money for trips is Candy. The rest are broke. That part right there,
I'm
that
not
part right
lying.
there.
Sorry.
What's wrong with Twa? it was just a movie. Exactly, Nessie, nothing, but I just feel like Candy, once Candy feels like you are disrespecting her, Candy goes for the juggler, right? And so she's getting so sensitive. It's funny that Candy gets so sensitive about the sex thing, but yet, and I know it's a deeper level, but yet when Phaedra accused of her stuff, she was ultra sensitive. But then she has no sensitivity for other people's sensitivity. So I think back in the day, Kenya would have cared less about having vibrating panties on and someone else controlling them, even if it was someone else's husband. But Kenya is grown beyond that, and I don't blame her. Why would she, a single woman, want to have on vibrating panties that somebody's husband is controlling? That didn't make sense, and Candy did not think that out well. Yes, I'm liking Kenya. I like the new Kenya. I'm starting to like Drew this season, and her fashions have gotten better. Mary, her fashions have gotten slightly better, slightly
Slightly,
better,
slightly,
slightly,
just
slightly
slightly.
better.
She got rid of the poodle hair. She got rid of the poodle hair.
Yeah, but yeah, her hair is still, yeah, she has a ways to go, but she is doing better. I will get that to her. Her baby changed her for the better. Her baby definitely changed her for the better, Toria. I feel that way too. Kenya was playing a character in the show. Kenya definitely was playing a character in the show. And I didn't like when Candy did that, right? I thought it was ultra messy. And then Mama Joyce is going to stick up for Candy, no matter what. Mama Joyce is going to be there to stick up for Candy, stick up for a
Except
book.
for the Portia and Phaedra situation. Remember how she was like, "Oh no, you have to be friends with Portia and everything." Except for
Yeah,
that situation, she turned on Candy for that situation.
yes, it is rare. I never ever liked Kenna. She has changed so much since having Booker. I like her now, and that corny ass Blaine she married humbled her a bit as well. He did humble her. He's a mess, but you know what though? Here's the thing. As women, when you get yourself into a desperate situation, you open the floodgates for nonsense like this. And I understand that Kenya wanted a family. She wanted to get married. But she went about it by any means necessary, and it bit her in the booty. I hate to see it for her, and it's so sad, but it really did. Look, I watch the Olympics all the time, but her wins were not so memorable. That I didn't remember her really either. Be honest with you. I'm not trying to be shady about Sanya. I only knew of her because she did another reality show before she did this one. I
Yeah.
can't even remember which reality show she was on. But she didn't last long on that one either.
No, she
Uh,
didn't.
yeah.
Oh, it's called Sanya's Glam and Gold. That's what it was called.
Was it? Yeah, she didn't last long. So it's like, girl. I like Kenya this season. She's likable and relatable. She really has outgrown these ladies and their foolishness. You know what, Van? She really has. I didn't even think about it that way. But you are correct. She has outgrown them. Like she's not, as you notice, even when stuff gets little grimy and dirty before, Kenya's another one. She knows how to go for the juggler. She doesn't really do that now unless she absolutely has to. Yeah, Kenya is definitely different. We got to give her that. It's no different when someone is bragging about the past. Yeah, it's just, it's like, okay, I get it. You're a medalist, but what now? When did Sanya win the medals? I think they told us, but I don't even remember because I don't care. Miss G said Candy gets defensive. Candy gets extremely defensive. She really does. Marlo is the best dressed. She is the fashion mista.
No, she's
You
not.
know,
No, she's not. I'm sorry. That I'm not gonna agree with. Marlo is not best dressed.
well,
She
Marlo
is.
Marlo has her moments. But that red skirt was a little tiny. It was a little tiny. It was a little tiny, but it looked cute when she came in first appearance. And I think who else with that little luncheon? Who came in? I'm trying to think who else really looked cute. Like a lot of them have a lot of work to do on the fashion. I'm Jamaican. I'm so embarrassed for Sonya. Please know she don't represent me or everyone. And yes, she got furniture in that dang house. Yeah, the house is cute. The house is really cute, and she does have furniture. Um, I don't know. I think she could have even hosted the ladies there. It's so many event planners now. She could have did like a nice little table and had them throw pedals down. She could have worked that thing down in her house. But those are just my thoughts. But again, you're trying to impress somebody, and that's why you didn't want them there. That that's my opinion. That was not a joke to me. Candy was like, Kenya is it is a joke. No, Candy was not funny. Candy wasn't joking. She was being dead serious, and she was slut shaming. She was slut shaming Kenya. She was. The panties in that setting was just wrong. Yes, the panties in that setting was definitely wrong. It was. Nessie says Sanya is broke unless she melts those metal sounds. That's why she can only afford the venue tonight. That's funny. So yeah, so she could only afford the venue tonight, and so then Kenya and Candy got into it, and it was just a whole hot mess. Now I will say this: this is what I do. Marlo has her moments, right? I like the fact that Marlo spoke at this women's expo. I like that she has this glam it up foundation, and that she's kind of giving back, right? To She was in foster care, and she's given back to the whole foster care community, to the girls. I do like that. And she said that she was in 5 different foster homes. So it's like wow that she's giving back to that. Now I'm gonna jump a little bit, Sebastian, because the scene where Candy called her and she wanted to donate these clothes to the Glam It Up Foundation, and Marlo turned her nose to the donation and said she only want new stuff. I really thought Marlo was dead wrong. What are your feelings?
She was wrong. The thing is, when you have a charity, it doesn't matter what someone gives in your charity. It's a charity. You're supposed to take everything. You're not looking for the interest of your character. What that's that, a lot of people start these charities to show, like, to try to claim that they're a great person when inside they're not. They're very evil. The fact is, Marlo is going to, like, make these girls feel that in order to feel worthy, in order to feel beautiful, is to have expensive, rich clothes, which is not true. In order to feel beautiful and worthy, is to have a hard, strong core work ethic, and having a great, determined mind. That's what makes you feel beautiful. That's what makes you feel worthy. It should
I
not be getting Versace, getting Fendi, getting Louis Vuitton, getting that's not what's gonna make those girls feel worthy. That's what you should be teaching those girls.
You know what, Sebastian, we're connecting. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I just thought that was dead wrong. Nothing is wrong with buying the girls, new stuff, right? But there is nothing wrong, with gently used stuff. I donate a lot of stuff, like once I can't fit it anymore, once I just don't want it anymore. Sometimes, I buy stuff and I was like, at the moment, I really liked it for myself. And then I'm like, nah, I don't think I should be wearing this. Somebody younger probably could be wearing this. So I give a lot of stuff to my nieces. I give a lot of stuff to the Goodwill. And I actually go to consignment shops. And sometimes you find some really great items. And like myself, I have stuff in my closet that still has the tags on it. And I donate it. But the bigger picture is, I like the way you explained it. I'm connecting with you. Your self-worth is not in the clothing, right? The self-worth is in your character, and understanding that, you are what you create in your mind. Like, you're not this clothes that you put on, and everything does not have to be designer. You can actually go broke, especially early on, if you just don't have the money, trying to live up to labels.
And
Um,
mind you, these kids, if they are being transferred out of home, and they have these valuable clothes, people in the other homes may steal those clothes from them. The other
yeah,
girls might jump them. They might do something to them. The fact that they see them with all these big clothes, that's another issue.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that it could be a mixture of stuff. I don't think everything has to be designer. So Gigi said she won in 2012, and now we're in 2022. It's 10 years later. I'm not saying she can't talk about her accomplishments, but the fact that, she has to constantly and consistently bring it up too much. I had enough. Like she told you, she dropped the ball on her hair care line. Well, oh my God, yes, let's talk about that, Toria. She dropped the ball on her hair care line. Walmart does not have them in the store because she did not get the bottles from China because of the virus. Here's the thing. I think she was talking to Cherie, right? She was
Right.
talking to Sheree about this whole Walmart situation. And Sheree was kind of talking to her because Sheree doesn't have like a whole team either. And as smart as Kenya is, at the same time, sometimes I'm thinking, okay, Kenya, you should know better. You can do better than this,
No,
right?
I think she has trust issues. I think she has trust issues, and I don't blame her. There's a lot of people when they get into the business world, they have a very, especially Kenya with all the stuff that she's gone through. It's completely understandable why she would not have a team, have other people working with her to make sure her business is in check. But also, I will call her out. You can get a company that will help you, a reliable company that will help you do all this, a distributor who can help you do all this. And if I were Kenya, I would not have my bottles being made in China. I'm sorry. Yes, it's cheaper to be made in China, but like we need jobs in America. And still, we have the supply chain issue and all this. That's why a lot of companies are going to have a lot of issues with this made in China stuff. Like, you should be making your bottles here.
Well, there's several things. I'm connecting with you. There's several things, right? One, you definitely need a team. When you get at this level where your stuff is about to get in Walmart and you may perhaps mess up and miss this deal, you're a fool. I don't care what nobody says. You have a team, you have experts that have been in this line of business before, and you have them help you. You don't mess up a bag like getting your stuff into Walmart because you're not getting them the samples on time. At this level, you cannot be a one-man show. You're a one-man show when you're still cooking and making your products in your kitchen, and you putting them in the containers yourself, putting the labels on yourself. But once you have risen to the level where Walmart is calling you, no, you needed a team before that, but you definitely need a team at the point where you got to deal with Walmart. You don't let it fall through.
She
Yes,
needed a team ever since she got into Sally's and CVS.
well,
That's when
that's
she
true.
got a team. Not when
That's
she was
true.
about to go into Walmart. She should have gotten a team a long time ago.
Wait, Trina, you trying to start stuff. Who outdresses Marlo? Well, you know what? Marlo doesn't have a lot of competition to deal with, right?
Yeah,
Nobody,
because she's by
nobody on
herself in her
right.
corporate thing.
Nobody on the show right now. Candy doesn't care. And Candy have the money to do whatever. Candy doesn't care because even the way Candy showed up to the dinner, I was like, really, Candy, you couldn't put on something better than that. It's like she had on her combat boots and it was just like she was about to go to shop, right? Or some supermarket to go get some food. So Candy definitely got an F the night of the Jamaican dinner, right? But Candy always dresses like okay. Even when she went to Marlo's opening event, I think her outfit was tragic, like that white jumpsuit or whatever she had on. So you're right. Maybe nobody outdresses Marlo, because no one she has no competition. She has no competition. Um, no, Marlo is not the best dressed. Well, y'all put in the chat, who do you think is the best dressed? I mean, I think they have their days and they have their moments. The thing about the medals for me is that they are not all gold. She has silver and bronze. I'll give her credit. She's done something. I can't, but we don't have to hear about it every episode. Miss Gigi, I agree with you. Candy never admits she's wrong. You know what? I'm going to have to pay close attention. But Barbara, I think I'm agreeing with you. Candy doesn't like to admit when she's wrong or if she is wrong. And she gets emotional. She gets highly emotional. Um, Kenya is worried about getting her business going for a child. I think if she did not need the money, she would not be on the show. Yeah, I believe that too. I believe that too. But you know what? These hair care products now are like the biggest craze, right? She has a huge opportunity to jump in and make this money on these hair care products. And Walmart, She better get it. She better get her stuff together. Marla goes overboard with the fashions, just too extra sometimes. Mary, she is right. So Marla will wear the tights that have the Fendi on it, like the F's. It's overkill. It's overkill. Just like I thought her outfit for the women's event that she went to, I thought it was. I liked the shirt with the bow, but then I felt like it was a one piece because it extended all the way to her feet. I thought the skirt didn't fit her well. Yeah, she does okay. She does okay. I don't know how you feel about Marlo fashion, Sebastian.
Oh, Marlo, she does too much. I think she's doing too much. Like, no. And you know another thing, I actually want Bravo to create a housewife series where like the women aren't rich. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I want them to create a housewife series where like the women are like working class families, like working class level, like, and you could see them grow and prosper over the seasons. That's how I want them, because I'm tired of seeing these rich housewives. It's just boring at this point.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you though, Sebastian. It's not like they're all rich. They're all a lot of them are pretending, and that's why they end up in debt and owing tax money and not being able to build their mansion for 10 years because they really don't have the money like that.
Are you sure, Sheree?
Well, I am talking about Sheree. Do you remember Sheree at one point was in a condo? I'm not saying anything's wrong with the condo, but remember Sheree at one point was in a condo. Like she really got down to not having that much money. I think she was even trying to build Chateau Sheree at the time, but I know she was in a condo, and the condo had like no furniture, had an air mattress on the floor. She tried to explain why the air mattress was there. It was a whole hot mess. Um, I think if Marlo doesn't slow down because she's building like this mega mansion. I think if she doesn't slow down, she just got her piece. Like, calm down. Let a little bit of money sit in the bank and go in your savings and do a little bit of investment before you just blow it all on this mansion. And you don't even know if RHOA is going to last that much longer. Like, calm down. Um, yeah. So wait, Marlo should have made it known for her charity the items would need to be brand new or monetary donation. I wholeheartedly agree, Nina Loves. I wholeheartedly agree. You need to use your words when you're collecting for and don't. And my thing is, I don't like when people are in other people's pockets. She just keeps assuming because Candy has money she wants to tell Candy how to spend her money. She wants to tell Candy how to use her talents and how she should be helping the girls. That's not Candy's responsibility. You can't spend somebody else's money. Get out my pockets. Get out my pockets. But if you want me to donate nude, just tell me that, and then that's what you would have got from the door. Um, thank you, Martin Channel. I'm glad you're here. No, Marlon wasn't wrong. She decides what she wants. Nobody wants Candy balled up mildew tight.
Ooh.
Now, Trina, don't do that to Candy. Don't do that to Candy. And listen, the girls can use a mixture of clothes, and I'm sure Marlo. I'm sure. Like, listen, there's a lot of foster children out there, right?
Yeah.
Marlo is not able to take every last one of them shopping to the diner stores. Why not share the love and have these clothes. And if the girls want it, they take what they want. And what they don't want, they don't take. And then you donate those somewhere else. But the clothes wasn't that tragic to me. I think someone could have utilized them. Building character is what should be taught. Sheila, that's what Sebastian said, and you're absolutely correct. Marlo would wear a formal gown to a cookout. She would. Marlo is not in her confessional look. And I think sometimes Marlo overcompensates, right? Her confessional look with the short haircut, she has the nice big earrings on, but then she has, a big chain on, and then she has the like oversized ring. I think Marlo has to learn how to self-edit sometimes. I think she overcompensates, she overdoes it. And I think she can use a little editing and maybe the stuff she has on will work well together, right? I bet Candy Owens will probably want just one. So really the items are like new. Oh, I totally agree with you. I think they could have been utilized, but I do think, like Candy said, Marlo is just out for her this season, and it doesn't matter what Candy does, Marlo's gonna come for her. Beauty comes from women, not from designer clothing. I totally agree. And listen, Marlo had an experience, right, in the foster care, and I get it. And a lot of foster children have definitely spoken out to say that, they have not been treated well in foster care. Their foster parents didn't treat them well. But you know, to 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 fix that problem, the answer is not Gucci, LV, red bottoms, um,
Fendi.
Fendi. It's not. It's not. It's like you said. It's teaching them integrity and character and all that. Marlo has a trigger about a hand me down. She does. That is why she just wants them to have new. But she did not buy them name brand. But she did not buy them name brand. But just new. But Candy was given dirty clothes. She just threw in the corner. See, Toria, see y'all fighting now. Y'all fighting. They were not dirty. Don't do that to Candy.
No, no, no. They were not dirty. Come on now.
Yeah, don't do that to Candy. They were not dirty. She
And
didn't. Candy is not that grimy.
Candy's
There.
short. Those clothes could probably fit some of the girls. Candy's short.
Yeah, she is. She is. There are a lot of people who would have loved to take those gently loose clothes. Miss G, I agree with you. Especially those living in shelter who may have lost everything. I totally agree with you. And now I can't think of the foundation name. It's a really nice foundation because I donated two dresses that I had when I was in people's weddings, right? But it's a foundation. It's something prom, they call it Project Prom, I want to say, right? They call it Project Prom, where you can donate all your fancy dresses, and all high school students from all over who, parents just can't afford like these gowns, like these high school proms now. I mean, these girls are spending tons of money on these dresses,
Too
but
much, Diva, too
yeah,
much. Just too
it,
much. Like,
it is too much. And there are parents that literally just can't keep up. But this Project Prom gives the girls an opportunity to come pick out an amazing dress. It's gently used, and they get to go to prom, and nobody's breaking the bank, and they're not being teased or whatever. And when these girls come and pick out the dresses, I want to say they actually have seamstress, on hand to help, fit the dress to them. So and see, Trina, you fighting now. Does Candy give hand me downs to her kids? But I'm sure she doesn't. But Candy is very thrifty. Well, you know what? I take that back. I think it's Todd is a little more thrifty than Candy, because do you remember when they was doing? I want to say it was Ace Room. No, it wasn't Ace Room. It was her daughter's room, the nursery. When they was doing the nursery for the
wait,
daughter, do you remember that? And
yeah,
Todd was like, "No, we have some stuff left over from Ace Room, and we can use that." And Candy was ready to go buy all this new stuff, and Todd was like, "No, we have some stuff we can use." Bottom line, Marlo should have just taken the dark clothes. Thank you, Nessie. Yes, she should have. She should have just taken the clothes. And or you know what? She could have said it differently, right? She could have been like, "You know what, Candy, thank you, but for this event and for my foundation, I really like to give the girls new clothes, because they all they ever got in their life was hand-me-downs, and I just want to give them, I want them to have the feeling of getting something new." So she could have used her words differently. We talk about that a lot, like use your words appropriately, right? She's really not telling them to get designer clothes. She just knew Candy was not giving something good. It was not good stuff. Even Todd said, "No, throw it out." But Candy was just not listening. Toria, I see you are King Marlo, hands down, period. And so we not gonna be able to get past that. She just said new clothes. Okay, I swore maybe I gotta look at it again, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna trust y'all. Y'all saying she just said new clothes. I swore designer was in the sentence. I could be dead wrong, but I felt like I heard her say designer in the sentence. Or maybe Marlo said she knows I'm designer or whatever, or she knows how I dress. So I'll go back and watch it again. Marlo is not a girl's girl. No, she's not. We never see any old girlfriends, and she destroys new friendships. She has nothing else to make her feel value other than her clothes. But Kenya was right. Yeah, Kenya was right. Sanya, 12 years. No wonder no one knows her. Oh my God. That's right. I thought it was Drew. You're right. It was the it was the what? Tori, tell me what you're talking about there. Um, I'm lost. Kenya did state that her personal issues overshadowed her business at the time. She did, but you know what? The thing is, you gotta shake it off. And so now you know that it's a problem. So hire you a manager like yesterday. But get this stuff to Walmart. She's with no fashions need to have several seat. She is no place to give business advice. You're talking about Sheree. So right. So Sheree, I'm really rooting for Sheree. And I did hear that behind the scenes, we're actually, I guess, towards the end of this season, we're going to get to see She by Sheree. But maybe they all should speak to Sanya in terms of that, because Sanya did have her little sweatsuits for her mommy. What is it? She group or foundation or whatever she has, podcast or whatever. Those mommy nation sweats were really cute. I like the logo. So maybe they need to sit down and get some advice from Sanya. And maybe Kenya should have spoke to Candy. Candy knows how to get a business off the ground. So she should have spoke to Candy about, her products and how to get off the ground. Kenya had me laughing so hard when she was pulling Drew's chair from Sanya. Yeah, I want to get to that. You want to get to that scene, Sebastian. So they go to lunch and Candy is out of town, right? They go to lunch, they meet up. So is Sanya. It's everybody except Candy, right? Is Sanya there? Is Drew is there? Kenya is there. Marlo is there, and Sheree is there. And once again, Drew and Sanya get into it. And Sanya told Drew that, she was getting on her nerves. The pointing of the fingers, I guess all the girls got issues with that. And Kenya just pulling Drew's tray away. But why do they seem to want to blame this whole mess that's going on with Drew and Sanya? Why they want to put it all on Drew? Like Drew is wrong. What do you think about that, Sebastian? Did I lose you? Okay, I think we might have lost Sebastian. I don't hear his
I'm
voice
here.
anymore.
I'm
Oh,
here.
you
I'm
hear?
here.
Okay. So what do you think about what do you think about them blaming Drew for this whole thing between her and Sanya?
I blame her too.
You blame Drew?
Yeah, I blame Drew too.
Oh my
Drew
God.
is speaking over her and everything. It is true. It is true.
Sebastian, let me tell you this. I think Sanya is messy. When you want to constantly sit there and disinvite people, you're being a whole hot mess,
But
right?
I'm sorry,
So
you can disinvite people. You that is completely normal and legit to disinvite someone. But I'm not Team Sanya. But I'm just saying, Drew is getting her karma. The way she acted last season by being a newbie, now she's getting hers.
Well, first of all, let me say this. So Sonya invites Marlo and who was it? Who did she invite? Marlo and who?
Oh, Sheree. She was like, you guys.
Marlo and Sheree to the Nike, campaign or whatever it is that she has going on. And once again, on purpose, he's leaving Drew out. I think it's messy. I think that you're going to sit there and say, okay, I want to make it up to y'all. And you know that you had this issue with Drew. My thing is, if you know you're not going to invite Drew, then why even do it there in that setting? It was not the right time and place, right?
I
Um,
understand that. I could get you. I could meet you there. I understand that.
Yeah. And so you're asking again, yet again, to get into it with Drew, because it's like you're sticking it to her like, I'm not inviting you again. And Drew was like, but yeah, you already told me about that event also, so I guess you're like disinviting me. So she was asking for a fight. It's like every time she sees Drew, she's gonna find a reason to get into it with Drew. And I think it's so messy. And then, so Toria, you said that we only have two plastic companies in America. The others left our country years ago for cheap labor. Yeah, it's problematic. So I'm guessing it is probably hard for her to find a distribution company that can do it. But there's a lot of people out there in this hair game, and that's who she needs to talk to. I mean, what is that? I want to say it's Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? What is her darn name? Stormy. Stormy's been in that business for a long time. You gotta connect when you're doing stuff like this. The best thing to do is always speak to people who's already been in the space. That doesn't mean that they're going to be willing to give you the information, but you should speak to them so that you know what you're setting yourself up for. Like your end game should be that I'm going to get my products in these major chains, and you have to be ready for when they call you. You have to understand those type of girls don't want used clothes. I get it, right? I get that they don't want used clothes, but I also get the reality of it all, that at this moment I don't, and I'm not shading her foundation. I don't think Glam It Up has the wherewithal to buy those girls new clothes and all of them, right? You may be able to buy maybe five, maybe six of them, but you cannot afford to buy all of these girls like new clothes. If you are getting to the level where you have clothing stores donating clothes, you have major people donating money so you can buy all of these new clothes. if if you have that in place, then fine, all new. Or even like someone said earlier, make your mission clear and tell anybody that, listen, I'm accepting donations, but I only accept new or money so that we can buy them new. So with my book club before the pandemic, every year we would have a coat drive. And one year, like when the beginning years when we just, was forming and we didn't have it like that, we would donate gently used coats, right? And then we moved into eventually where we would donate all new coats. So for we've been in existence for, this is our 6th year. So year 1 to 3, it was always gently used. And then for year 4 and 5, we did new coats. We did new coats. So, but you have to build yourself up to that. It usually just doesn't happen overnight. Um, a one-man show example is Rowan in her hats on Potomac. Oh, you talking about Ron, what is her name? Robin in her hats on Potomac. She don't need a team. Well, Robin too, though. Remember, Robin claimed that, see, she was missing out on opportunities. Remember, she claimed she missed out on Macy's or something like that, and I was given a side eye. So she needed help. And then remember, I think her mom was coming to help her. And remember, her website was always like sold out because she couldn't like keep up with stuff. So eventually, I don't care who you are, you're going to need some help. You're going to need somebody to step in. Marlo is the best dressed at times. She is over the top for no reason. She is over the top for no reason. Wait, okay, sorry, Sebastian, but she is not in Sally's or CVS up here in PA. Maybe only that store in Georgia, one CVS and one Sally's down there. I have to go. Someone else before told me they bought Kenya's product. I have to go. I'm gonna look
My
in my
mother,
local
my
CVS.
mother, my mother uses her products. My
Oh,
mother
she. Oh, okay. Where does she purchase them at?
in New York.
No, 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 no. I mean, like, what chain?
Oh, CVS, CVS.
Oh, it is CVS. I'm gonna check my CVS. I'm gonna check my CVS. I know my Target has Diana Ross daughter's product in there. I'm trying to think. It's so many products to choose from now. It's
Yes,
like
that's
so
it's
hard.
hyperinflated. The beauty industry is hyperinflated. Like some of these products need to go. I'm sorry, but some of these hair care products need to go because they're not really being out here that much. Like there's too much of them. Like when you go through that aisle, it could take a whole aisle and a half.
Yeah, yeah, it does. So, so yes, the product thing, and Sheree is going to try to get her business offline. But Sheree also claimed that all of the business partners that she encountered, which were men, they all tried to hit on her. So it didn't work out in the end because their intentions were off They really wasn't there to help her with her business. They was there to kind of talk to her head on. Marlo is too pretentious. Kid doesn't need to wear designer clothing only. Yeah, I could have sworn everybody's Black Swan, they're saying that she didn't say designer. But I have to go back. I'm gonna go watch it again. I usually watch it twice. I only watched it once this time, but I usually watch it twice so I can catch all my notes and make sure I hit on all my points. But I'm telling y'all, I thought I heard designer, but I'm gonna go with y'all and say that that's not what she said. She just said new. And then yes, Nessie. Well, Marlo needs to stop selling slash renting used clothes to folks, probably older than Candies. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to
I
tell you that's
agree.
her
I
whole
agree.
business. Isn't that ironic?
Isn't
Go
that
ahead,
one of those?
Sebastian.
Her dress, one of her dresses from her 30th birthday, I believe.
Exactly. Exactly. And how old is Marlo now? Okay.
46,
Yeah.
45.
Yeah. I don't, you know what? I'm not so against, I do go to consignment shops. I do go to consignment shops. And there's times where I find really, really good items. But the things with some consignment shops, one I found out depending upon what area, where you live. Like when I go into towns where, they have more money than I do, and I go to their consignment shops, I really, really find good things. But sometimes some of these consignment shops, the price that they're charging, I'm like, whoa, I could just go buy something new in the store. And then, the people in the consignment shop, they be telling me, well, no, this is that and that's that. I'm not against names. I buy what I like. And yes, sometimes what I like has a name to it. But then there's times that what I like is no name. It's just, it is what it is. So I'm not necessarily just a label, a label person, right? I can do anything. I just have to like it. And so sometimes when I go to certain consignment shops, they be like, well, that's so and so. I'm like, oh, well, I'm still not paying that because I can buy something brand new, in a regular store and not pay that amount of money. But I do consignment, and I don't think anything's wrong with it. Marlo has, in some of those consignment shops, I promise you, the original tags are still on these clothes because people buy stuff and then they just never wear it. Marlo has that money already from her man child. You better ask somebody. Those old men are paying for that new house, and for those kids and her.
Yes, agree.
Oh, I guess so. I guess so, right? Okay, so they told me watch it again. Those clothes. Victoria. She said those clothes were trash. They have been in Candy's guest house for years. That is why Todd said throw them away. Those clothes were balled up on the floor. Marlo has 15 girls for now. Okay, she has 15 girls. Okay. I mean, listen, I think what she's doing is extremely nice.
It
Um,
is. I
I
do.
really do. Yeah,
But
I
like,
really do.
also, the way she's instilling the values in the girls by just getting them designer products, I think that's gonna cause an issue for their future.
Hmm.
Because that's what Marlo is. Marlo thinks that she's all that because she has designer products.
Marlo seems Marlo seems to think dressing is designer. That's why I said with her it's a hit and miss for me. Right there is nothing wrong with thank you. However, I'm not sure. Todd just wanted to spend candy money. That is why he said that about decorating the child's room. Hey Diva, I hope Marlo is not teaching the girls to be label hoes in my Medea voice. That's what I hope. I hope she's not either. I hope I get. Listen, I know she means well. I will definitely say that Marlo means well, and I do commend her for this. Glam it up. I like the name. I like the name. I get it, and she's come a long way for the foster home, so I get it, and I appreciate her. But we have to see more. We have to learn more about this foundation. But I feel like she just is she's on Candy this season. And she's on Candy to me for no reason. And I'm not getting it, right? So now here's the other heartfelt thing that happened, right? With the nephews. I will say this too. Marla will always have a piece of my heart because of the fact that she's taking care of her nephews. And listen, I get it. It's so sad. Mental illness is one of those things that it becomes a little mystery. And when you're trying to help someone that is going through a mental health crisis, so to speak, it's so heartbreaking for you because you're just thinking like, please get the help you need. But we're not inside that person's head. We don't know what they're thinking. We don't know what their triggers are. We don't know, if they're looking at us like maybe we're public enemy number one. And it seems like her sister, unfortunately, is seeing Marlo that way right now. So when they called, they had the phone call and the sister kind of got pissed. And the fact that the sister doesn't want to agree to go into like a long-term facility, my heart did break in that scene. I don't know how you felt about that, Sebastian.
It did. I'm not gonna lie, it really did because I found it like very touching because I don't know anyone who has had. I know one person who has had mental health issues, but not in that type of case.
Mm-hmm.
They're completely fine now, but like that situation showed like it really could get worse. Like it really
Mm-hmm.
could go that bad, and I felt really bad from those kids. I really felt really bad for those kids because like they want their mother to get better, and
Yeah. It's sad, but I think that, thank God that they have Marlo, and thank God that Marlo is in the position to actually take care of them, to actually show them a different life. Um, it's sad. I'm praying that her sister, gets the help that she needs. It really is sad. Sanya knows Drew is the underdog. You know what, Pamela? You are correct of the show, and she's bullying her. And I wholeheartedly agree with you, Pamela. She is bullying her. She knows she's the underdog, and she's just picking and plucking the bear. She would not do that to Marlo. She would not do it to Kenya.
oh
And,
no,
and
she would definitely not dare do it to Kenya.
yeah, but she's not even gonna do it to Marlo. Marlo called her a B at that dinner. Now that I know I heard correctly, and I was like, Sonya's mother didn't say nothing to Marlo,
I
and
did not see that part. I don't know
she
because me, I'm not seeing where she called her that.
she did. She called her before her and Sheree went outside, right? Because remember she told Sheree come outside, and when they went outside, they was dogging everybody when they went outside, right? They was dogging Candy. She talked about Kenya because she swear Kenya was faking being sick. And I want to say she talked about Sanya outside too. That I don't remember too much. But before she went outside, she called Sanya a B. I forgot what she got into it with Sanya about. And Sanya's mother and Sanya did not say a word. So I'm like, oh, Sanya mother, you so gangster, you got so much mouth, but yet Marlo stood there and called your daughter a B. You say nothing. Drew is over talking your daughter or won't let your daughter speak, and you got all of this venom and this heat. I didn't understand it. Um, Wait, they said, Sebastian, you are dead wrong. Sanya is the problem, and I don't even like Drew, but this is on Sanya. The argument between you and Shauna is so dumb. Yes, it is. Why they even making this an issue? Shauna Mama is so wrong to get into it at all. I do agree. I didn't like that. Sonya in this manufactured beef with Drew came out of nowhere. She's putting 20 on 10. She is putting 20 on 10.
It
Kenya
all
does not.
started when Sanya was talking about the Drop It with Drew program. Like, Drew, you cannot be telling me you lost 25 pounds when you know you did it.
Well, that was, but see, but the problem is, right? She had a problem with the program from the day one. Um, but I think she had a problem with the program from day one, but she wasn't really telling this to Drew's face from day one. Remember, initially, Drew and her husband met Sonya and her husband like in a gym setting.
Mhm.
And I think Drew talked about Drop It with Drew at that point, or she spoke about it with her before. And so it was like baffling to Shania, like you can't even run and you can't even do a squat, you can't do anything, but yet you have this like exercise slash weight loss program. But then she just kept dragging it out and kept shading her. Then she wants to flip it and say because she put her hands in Sheree's face, which was so bogus, and it was manufactured, like someone said earlier, this manufactured beef, and we're not going for it. I think the fans are like 50-50. Some people are okay with her. A lot of people are not feeling Sanya
Do you
at
think
all.
do you think production is involved in this manufactured beef?
That I don't know, but you know what's going to be interesting? How Andy handles it at the reunion. And you know how he has these questions from the fans. What is he going to say? Like the fans, I wonder how he's going to handle it. Like I'm interested to see how this is going to go down at the reunion, and I'm interested to see if she's going to have all of this heat and smoke when she finds out at her Jamaican dinner that they went in a little backyard space and was talking about them all. Candy needs to start playing chess with Marlo. She could have shut Marlo down immediately by offering to make a cash donation. She could have, but I think she was just so thrown off and like she was just thrown off because she was calling to figure out about the donation and immediately Marlo went into shade mode and she didn't have to go into shade mode. So Kenya Project is in Alabama. Okay. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go check and see. Drew had a tiff with Sheree. Sonia needed to be seen, so she pretended to be upset that Drew put her hands in Sheree's face, who she didn't even know. Very true. She just wants relevance. Sonia gets the side eye. Yes, she does. She gets the side eye from me too. I'm definitely giving her the side eye. For 2 months, I collected supplies for people of Ukraine to send. I went to the grocery stores, Rite Aid for supplies, medical, Walmart's, Targets for clothes. I took two U-Haul trucks to Virginia. That is very nice, Toria. That is very nice. Yeah. In so Sally in New York, I use Kenya products is very good. All right, Lydia, I like that. Okay. I have to be careful what products I use with my hair being gray. Um, because with gray hair is so weird, it will take on like if the product is not clear and is tinged, my hair will take on the color of that product, and then my hair doesn't look as gray or as white. So I really have to use products that are white or products that are clear, so that it won't change the color and the look of my hair. Like gray is a beast. Okay, Sebastian, you cannot speak on what hair products are needed. Needed. Love you.
That's why I said some of these hair products need to go because there's too much of them.
Okay, Sheila, you go to some comic shops too. Yes, I do. Now, the only thing I stopped getting out of consignment shops, I won't get lamps or anything like that because they don't have the updated like technology, so to speak, some of them. It really depends, right? One time I went to this consignment shop, this beautiful table. I really wanted it. They wanted too much money, in my opinion, for it to be at the consignment shop. So I left it right where it was at. Yep, consignment shops in New York City on the Upper East Side. You get some great stuff from rich folks. Yes, you do, because they forget they buy stuff and then they don't want it no more. And then they take it right to that consignment shop, honey. You will get some good stuff. All right, there you go. You Team Marlo. I hear you. I love consignment shop. I have a bunch of clothes I'm pulling out of closets now. Like you, some have tags on them. A lot never worn. Got fat during the pandemic. Girl, Nancy, please. Let's not even talk about that. Luckily, I have two younger nieces, and some stuff I refuse to remove out my closet. I'm like, I just can't give this up right now. Like, I got to do it in bits and pieces. But I just, over the weekend, Father's Day, I just bought my niece another big bag of clothes. And I think, matter of fact, three of the items still had the tags on it because I just never wore it. Marlo is on everybody. Marlo is on everybody. She's doing too much. And Marlo got to back up off of Kenya. I do feel Kenya was really sick. I really, really do. I feel Kenya was sick. And she need to stop it. Um, Marlo only worth is her possession, and it sends the wrong message to the girls.
Yes.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, all I can say is I agree. I can't wait to see this mansion. Um,
That she's building with her closet bigger than her bedroom.
Yes, 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 yep. And that speaks a lot of volume right there, right? That you're gonna have a closet bigger than your bedroom. I get it and I understand what she wants to do for the children. I just want her to send the right message to them. and them not thinking like, okay, this is gonna be my worth, like, these clothes and looking like that. So I don't know. I'm trying to just check my notes to make sure um I didn't miss anything. So let me see. Let's see what here. It was sad that Marlo's sister blames Marlo for put her in jail. She doesn't realize her family is trying to help her. You know what? She doesn't. And usually when you have, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, the sister was dealing with substance abuse too.
It's
Right?
schizophrenia. It's schizophrenia.
Oh, schizophrenia. Yeah.
And
So
substance abuse.
yeah. So she got schizophrenia, substance abuse. It's a bad combination.
And
And so
doesn't
go
it?
ahead.
I remember learning about how like schizophrenia comes. Like people have it's genetic, but there's certain things that you can do that can trigger it. Like there's people
Yes.
with schizophrenia who are who genetically have schizophrenia, but it's never triggered. So due to the fact that she kept on taking substances, that's what could have triggered the schizophrenia to activate, which is one of the main issues of why she needs inpatient care.
Yeah. It is very sad. Sanya is a whole hot foolish mess. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And I think that the community as a whole struggles with dealing with people with mental illness.
Yes.
And we need to do better with that, right? It's like, it's not an understanding. I don't know what medication this commercial is for, but it's it's a commercial trying to deal with mental health. And I thought it was a great commercial because, like, one of the scenes, it says, your friends are telling you, oh, just get over it, you'll be okay. And it's like, that's not, they can't just get over it, they're not okay. Like, that's the whole issue there. It's like, and for some doctors, it's not easy trying to find the right combination of medication to help individuals in this
Schizophrenia.
predicament. Yeah.
And I remember I'm pre med, so I remember when we were learning about it, there were other things that were discussed. Like when it's very extreme, that's why they give lithium to some people when it's very extreme. And
Yeah.
it looks like in Marlo's sister's case, it probably is extreme.
I feel in that way too, because remember, she said she threw the chair at the monitor. Like, that's pretty much saying, I'm done with her. She's the reason why I'm here. And then, she wouldn't even come back to the phone. It was sad. It said, so unless you are the Tin Man, that scene was very emotional and too strong. Marlo cried and tried to hold it together for those boys. Was touching. That scene was
Yes,
extremely touching because,
yes.
it was extremely touching. And you know what? I rather, not that I want her to be in this predicament, but I rather real scenes like that than these made up scenes of them just fighting for no particular reason. Like, that is really going to help someone, to me, to know that, listen, you're not alone when you have to take in maybe your nieces or your nephews,
Mhm.
or maybe your cousins, because a family member literally just does not have the wherewithal to care for their own kid. And the rather that those children go into a foster care setting, they be with a family member that actually truly loves them. Like, she loves her nephews. Like, she is invested in making sure that they have a good life. That I commend her for. But all of these other shenanigans she's running around doing is distracting from, to me, the person that she can really be, and that person that she's showing with her nephews, right? I totally agree with you about how Sanya is treating Drew. They are all piling on Drew. I hope it doesn't break her down. She appears to have more talent than the most of the women there. They are, because when Kenya followed Drew after she got into the argument with Sanya yet again, Kenya was pretty much blaming Drew. And I'm like, all right, is
No,
this
no,
not a
no,
two-way
no,
street
no, no,
here?
no, 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 no. She
Oh,
has,
here you go. Here
she
you go.
she
Here
has
you
fault in that conversation. You can't be talking. You can't be over talking her. Like no, the one who's explaining why she said, "No, we're not friends yet. I'm not going to invite you. That's why I invited Sheree and Marlo. Why are you over talking her? Why are you over talking her?" The thing is, I was shocked to see Sheree and Kenya pulling the chairs, pulling the chairs.
It was actually funny because Sanya, she had too much energy, and Sanya was pointing her fingers in Drew's face, right? But
Yes, I
it, what
agree.
but
Yes.
now what killed me with that is, you are allegedly not speaking to Drew because you didn't like the way Drew was putting her hands
Yup.
in Sheree's face. But now I was like, I said, okay, I had to sit up. I'm like, am I seeing things correctly? Your hands are in Drew's face. She's a hypocrite. She's messy. I'm done with Sanya. Marlo's only true affection to me are the boys and her sister. I think everyone else she turns on without a problem. That is true. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yep, I agree.
Marlo is simply this. You can take the girl out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out in the hood out of the girl.
Like
I.e. Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh my gosh, where's the link? The link is there. You didn't see. I'll put it in again.
well, the chat is being updated, so it's you're not pinning it, Diva. You're just putting it at the top, and that's why.
Oh, but you know what? I really thought, okay, you gotta show me later. Y'all know y'all gotta show me the technology. King, I dropped it again. Y'all gotta show me the technology. You know I'm not good with that. Sonya's trying to stay on the show. Drew is easy pickings for her right now. I agree.
Mhm.
Shauna is not messing with the cast on a lot of levels. I agree again, right? Um, Marlo took okay, Amy J. Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
how are you?
I'm fine. I just wanted to stop in and say hello. Hello
Well,
to
hello.
the
Wait,
world.
wait, Marlon talked about all the people living in Sanya house and how long it's been since she won the medals. Yeah, Marlo is, and wait, matter of fact, why are you talking about the house? Her house is actually beautiful. Thank you, the Doctor of Love. Thanks even for all the knowledge and you are the truth. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. Her I think her home is beautiful, right? And I listen, I love the fact I love blended families. I love, whatever you can. If you can help family members out and whatever, you're all moving in, you're all staying in the house together. Mommy and daddy are messy. I thought that whole conversation in her house was messy. But y'all let me know how you feel. What do you think, Amy J?
I think that they're over. I don't know if they watched enough reality housewife shows. It has to be organic. It seems like everybody's ready to fight with Drew, and it really isn't anything to fight about. Sanya did do some kind of. I mean, you took the girl's makeup and then went downstairs and then told her off in front of all of the castmates. That's shady. In
That
reality,
is shady.
even if you felt like I'm just being real, I'm like, then if you knew you were going to do that, don't take a makeup touch up from her. Just
Yeah,
leave
I
her.
I
She can be
I
on
agree.
stairs. You know, you got to build up the emotional walls, like Tasha Mack says. You got to be like, so it just seemed like he's coming left field. And here's the thing, I like Sanya, I do, but it's kind of hard right now because I just don't think she's making the right move right now. Not the first season, so I think we gotta, give her another season to see if she gets it together. But the 4 gold medals, like the 4 degrees, once again, these shows were built off the backs of women that did not have any of those things, and they made gold. And
Yep.
you are
Yeah.
now in that space. So let's keep in mind that that is not how you're going to be able to rock it on this platform. You're really going to have to basically bring something beyond those 4 gold medals. And it has to be personality. And right now, it's just not working out for her.
I
So
agree.
Yeah, it, it, it
100%.
yeah, it's not. And so my thing is too, I think a lot of them, like to me, Marlo is trying to build too fast, too soon. But I will say this. Marlo did say before she got her peach that they paid her very well as a friend, and I believe her, right?
mhm.
So, but my thing now is you got the peach, I guess you got your bump in pay. Does it have to be this mega mansion off the bat? And yes, and someone wrote, if you personalize your home too much, it can be hard for resale. And I think that she's just being silly. You're making a closet bigger than your bedroom. That makes no sense to me at all.
Well, this season or this episode, she really showed that she has a lot of maturation issues. She is not. She seems like she is stagnated. What they call it, arrested development. The way she goes after her castmates, it's like a book, like a. She has like a knife for her mouth. It cuts. It cuts deep, and the stuff that she says, it's just I could not. If I was Kenya, I wouldn't want to tape with her because she says really evil things, and it's just not nice.
is she really does, right? And it's like what are you doing, like why is this necessary? And especially you I think she's coming for Kenya because she knows that Kenya is in a different space now. Kenya is not the same Kenya that
And
started out on this
It's
show.
very vulnerable right now. Kenya's very vulnerable. The fact that she's going through a lot right now, she's coming for Kenya, and I'm just like, Marlo, if you're gonna do this, you're probably not gonna get a peach next season.
No, because Kenya, even before people saying Kenya is turning, Kenya was actually like this in the beginning. People
Kenya
don't
was always
remember.
nice. I agree with you.
Always nice. She was always nice. It was Nene didn't like Kenya, and it got to a point that Nene kept pushing and pushing and pushing until Kenya said, "You know what? Enough. I'm gonna fight." And that's what we started getting Kenya being more. She started doing more reads and stuff. But I feel like Kenya does not want smoke with Marlo. She doesn't really want to give this girl this.
She doesn't, but you notice she kind of avoids it any time possible when she can, and she'll only go deep when she only cut now when somebody's really coming for her. But Nessie, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Everybody, please don't forget to hit that like button. I agree. I have a friend who did so much to her house that it is overpriced and hard to sell. Miss Jeannie, I'm gonna say the same thing. Let me tell you here, right? I talk about my home a lot. It's in a townhouse development, is but mine are attached, so I share walls with, you know what I'm trying to say, like with the people to the left of me, the people to the right of me, and I didn't gut it to like, you know, the studs, but I did a lot of stuff to it just so I could be comfortable. And one contractor told me, you know, you gotta slow down because you're not gonna get your money back. But in my case, I was like, oh, whatever. I don't care in the sense that, you know, I just want to be comfortable. Like this is what I can afford, but I want to make it cute, you know, for what I can afford. So you know, I did what I did, but I know for sure I'm not gonna get my money back because I have the smallest one in the development. And so everybody else in my development, like they have a fireplace in their living room. They have 3 bedrooms. You know, there's other people that have 2 like me. They have 3 bedrooms. They have, you know, their master bedroom has a bathroom in it. Mine does not. But you know, I'm happy and I'm comfortable. I love it. Maybe one day I'll show y'all my little space. I gotta learn how to work
You
the
gotta do a
camera
house
now.
tour, Diva.
Huh?
You gotta do a house tour, Diva.
I know I'm gonna have a house tour. Then
We'll
as soon
get you
as
my
I learn how to work my
umbrella.
camera, I gotta learn how to work my camera. The caller is right. Marlo does not appear to have arrested development in his gutter snipe with her mouth. Just mean she is, and she calls herself. You know, she's trying to be a Nene, right? But
That's what
listen,
Kenya said.
yeah, but Nene, there's not going to be another Nene. There's not going to be another
Nene
Nene,
was never
and
there.
it's not the same days as when Nene was here, right? I think Amy J, you said it like it was grassroots when Nene and I was here, and they wasn't afraid to show the lack of stuff they didn't. You understand what I mean? They
Yeah.
wasn't afraid to show the original homes. I never forget Kim Zolciak. She stayed in that townhouse until the bitter end.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you remember that?
She sure did.
She
Yes.
was marrying Croy, and she just moved out of that townhouse when her and Troy kind of got together and was about to get married. Matter of fact, I felt like they had a baby and they was still in that townhouse.
She stayed
I
for a
could be
minute.
wrong.
They moved into the big house and then she got married
The
and
house
she
that
had the
Big
wedding
Papa gave
ceremony.
her, right? I mean,
No. She rented that house that they was first in.
Oh, she was
Remember?
renting that house, but she had furniture and storage the Big Papa had brought her because he promised her that they were going to get married, and that's
yeah.
the furniture she brought into the home, which was worth millions.
Okay. Okay, yes. So yeah, but they wasn't afraid to show their original beginnings. And it's like now everybody wants to come on here and they want to showboat from the onset, like they have it like that. And I think that again is why remember Drew said she remodeled her kitchen. I think she remodeled it knowing that she was coming on the show. And I think she changed all her furniture knowing that she was coming on the show. Just be you.
Exactly.
Hmm. No sense at all. Marlo should just act like she was before. Now she is doing too much. If Kenya was the old Kenya, she would have tore Marlo off. Oh, would have been they would have had the business. They
I
wouldn't have
don't
the
think
business.
I don't think no one want to spar with Marlo because she doesn't know how to fight fair. She's really her mouth is a problem.
Her mouth is definitely a problem.
Because the stuff she
Um,
said about saying it, you don't even know her yet to be going that deep in. Like you don't know her.
you don't, and you're she's phony, right? Because she was initially Drew's friend. If Drew knew about this Nike event, so you invited Drew early on to the Mommy Nation photo shoot, right? Then
Yeah.
you disinvited her, and
Mhm.
Drew knew about this Nike event. So that tells me that you and Drew really had conversations, and Drew really legitimately thought you were her friend, and you turned on her and stabbed her in the back for a storyline and for a check. And that's why I'm giving Sanya the side eye, because I'm like, yo, I could read between the lines, Sanya. You was pretending to be Drew's friend, but
Mm.
then you needed somebody so that you can get the heat and have a storyline. And the lowest hanging fruit, like someone else said, is you attacked Drew, and it's messed up. And that's why Drew is like, I don't get it.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It has to be more organic. It has to be a real beef. Now,
It
if
has to be a real
Ray
beef.
went after Drew, it made more sense because look at you being messy, telling my business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, it didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. Toria, thank you for that. Thank you so much. Yes, everybody, hit that like button. Now if Kenya brings up Marlo's sister that's in jail, she's running, crying to every social media website. Marlo is Val, but wants support from others. Yeah, wait,
Hmm.
so wait, you said, oh yeah, yeah. I don't think Kenya is gonna bring that up.
No one who has sense would bring something like that up. I would never
Yeah,
like a mentally ill family member.
But
And
yeah.
I don't know about Marlo.
remember how Marlo was like, even I know somebody's so horrible, even their mother doesn't want to be involved with them. Remember how she was doing that?
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know about Marlo. I think if it was somebody else with that same situation, Marlo would have something to say. It would be horrible.
It would. Y'all want a house tour? I'm gonna give you a house tour. I gotta find out. I gotta find how to work my video. I gotta call my girlfriend over here. Yeah, I got a cute little house. Kenya and Marlon became friends at one time, and Nene stopped speaking to her. I remember that. But you know what? Nene was the ultimate bully on that show.
Yep.
Um, I do feel for Nene and everything she's going through right now. But I will still say this: Nene brought it on herself. She
I
really
don't know
did.
what
She
happened.
brought
I
it on
think her
herself.
mind changed when her face changed. I feel like she completely went completely like bougie and just evil. I love Nene in the beginning. What happened to her?
I said this and people were mad. I was like, Mimi went from a star to to what's under my shoe. She
Oh
went
my
from,
god.
I felt that she went from a star to what's under my shoe. It really shows how someone can, in the fame and celebrity life, someone can really come out, be so great at the top, and then just tumble all the way down. And
Well,
it
right, but you know what I think happened too. See, Andy blew her head up too, right?
Mhm.
She was the most before their downfall. She was the number one housewife that came on his Watch What Happens Live with Andy the most, right?
Mm,
And let's not forget, she would always kiki and haha up there with him, thinking it was a joke to say fire this one, fire that one, fire so and so, right?
Yep.
And you're talking about people's money. So now, isn't it ironic that you feel like somebody's blocking your bag, and you want to sue them? But every season, you will block somebody's bag. You block Cynthia bag like over and over and over and over again, to the point where finally she got fired, and you was kind of happy about that. Also, if you saw Nightcap will watch with Carlos, Nightcap with Carlos King, um what's her name, what is her darn name, she was pissed at her.
Lisa Wu.
Lisa Wu.
Wu.
Lisa Wu. Now imagine Lisa Wu hasn't been on that show with Nene in how many seasons, and
In
she was
12. 12
12. She
seasons.
was pissed with Nene. Pissed with Nene because again she blocked Lisa Wool's bag, right? So she said every time Nene had a name to call on who should come back on the show, she said she never called Lisa Wu name.
mm.
So Nene burnt a lot of bridges, And a lot of the things Nene is accusing of being done to her, she has done to other people.
Yeah.
She has done other people.
I don't. It's like soon as she started to get money, and then the surgeries at it's like she turned into a
A
Karen.
monster.
She turned into like a black Karen. I'm not trying to be mean. Like everything, like she wasn't even able to film scenes. She was leaving out, fighting staff that was just doing their job but taking. She ripped that man's shirt off.
Yeah,
I was
she
like,
lost her
wrong
mind.
with her?
She lost her mind. She
And,
lost
and,
her
then,
mind.
and then the trip when they were all arguing, she spit those little kernels towards Kenya. She refused to tape. And then on the reunion, she closed her camera.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you expect them to do? They can't even work with you anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I get the essence of why Sonya pulled away from Drew. If I'm building a friendship with someone and I see them putting their hands in someone's face unprovoked and selling a scheme, I pull away too. But
Angie, Angie,
Angie, did Sonya not put her hands in Drew's face at this fight? Nina, hey girlfriend, thanks for stopping by and still carrying a grudge. You said Lisa Wu was still carrying a grudge. Yo, Lisa Wu was pissed. I also think she was drunk. I also think she was drunk at the nightcap with Carlos King. I think she was a little tipsy. I won't say drunk. I think she was a little tipsy, right? She was a little tipsy, but she definitely was holding a lot of venom towards Nene. And so I think that if Nene needs people to come and speak on her behalf at this lawsuit, she's gonna have a hard time finding people to come, speak on her behalf because she burnt a lot of bridges.
she did it to herself, Diva. She did it to herself, which is why I'm not. That's why I think all these bloggers and vloggers need to create a video on the downfall of Nene Leakes, because like that, and Brit started off how like she came out as a star, she was doing great, and then she just kept on tumbling down. You know when she started tumbling down? Ever since season 7, when Claudia Jordan was there, when all of them was there. Ever since season 7, that's when Nene kept on tumbling down.
Mm.
She got a little messy when she did The Apprentice with Trump, right? And she came back and said, I'm a rich bee, I'm cashing you don't Trump
Oh, that
check.
was season 3
That
or 4.
Yeah, she was starting to get a big head then, right? And then it got even worse because remember when she was on Glee? She was on Glee.
Oh
Remember she went on Broadway. I want to say she was in Cinderella.
Big Mama
So
Thornton on
right,
Chicago.
yeah, in Chicago. So as she started to grow and people were calling her, what she didn't understand and realize was they calling you because you're the it girl right now. But you're not Angela Bassett. You're not one of these. You're not a Holly Berry. You're not a traditional actress, right? You're
No.
the it girl, and they know the it person is going to bring cash to their event. So, but she when it go to her head, she thought that they was just gonna be calling her, and calling her, and calling her. Remember, she left RHOA for a season, but
Yeah.
then she had to end up coming back.
That was the
Cause
season when she started. I'm saying that's when she started to tumble. Because ever since the reunion, when she was crying about her story and everything, that's when she started tumbling. It's from that season.
But Sebastian, I'm gonna say this: what made Nene so unique when the show first started is that she didn't make her take herself so serious. She really was a down to earth girl that would read people like Sheree, who was playing rich and wasn't rich.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's why people they related and they saw themselves in Nene. But when she started getting rich, she turned into this monster.
she did, she did.
That's not why Lisa was mad, huh?
What
Mims,
was
you
Lisa
seem like
mad?
you having fun in your pool. What's up? Thanks for stopping by.
Lisa was mad because after so Nene did not really have the money like the rest of the girls. So season 1, Nene had some shady business deal through Greg to get in the house that was acceptable for filming. At the end of season 1, Nene got evicted live on actual Atlanta TV. They were broke.
Mm.
Lisa Wu Hartwell put Nene's next home in her name because neither Nene nor Greg had the credit to rent a home in one of these neighborhoods.
Wow.
So you go through all that, and the way I know it is Sheree told us. when Sheree was mad and she was chasing Nene out that door, talking about
Mhm.
she ate the rest of her teeth. She
Yeah.
also said Lisa put that home in her name. So she was
Wow.
dropping little dimes. So yeah, I would be pissed too if everybody, like whenever Nene discusses who should come back to the show, it's always Kim, and Kim is great for the show, and I love Kim, and I want to do a spinoff with just me and Kim, but she's racist and she's making your life on the show miserable, and you can't sleep
Yeah.
at night. So which one is it? I'm with
Right.
Lisa.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Well, I see why Lisa was really emotional then. How you gonna let me? I put my house, your house in my name to save you, so you could be on this show, flaunting and acting as if you good enough to be in this neighborhood with your husband. And then when I get kicked off, and they ask you, you have the opportunity to say bring somebody back on. You should have been calling my name first for GP before the fact that you know what I did for you when you didn't have anything. That's
And you
messed
know
up.
Lisa need the money.
She
Yeah,
does. She does.
she
Things have gone
does.
bad for her after she left that show financially. She lost her husband. It was just a lot of stuff. So it's mad. It's messed up that she didn't look out for her the way she looked out for her.
No, let's
Yeah.
not say that Lisa was not a questionable character. I don't know any moms who have the money to fight for their kids who allow the father to take custody. Because I could see if the dad took custody when she was still broke, but by the time you got with a football player and you're trying to build all these extra homes and you're living in a home that has a bowling alley, you had the money to fight for them kids and you didn't. So Lisa's no saint in this either.
Oh, look at you, men with the tea. I'm saying
You know what though? I have a feeling because wasn't she married to what's the singer's name that her two sons
keep
are
sweat.
by?
Keep
Keith
sweat.
Keith
Sweat,
Sweat.
right? But I have a feeling like Keith Sweat kind of strong armed her too, because remember, she couldn't even put the kids on RHOA when she first started. At first, I thought she was being shady because, her tagline, it only showed her, the baby, and her new husband, right? And then we found out later on that Keith Sweat wouldn't even allow her to show the children. And I can understand why, right? You wouldn't want your young kids to be shown on these
Just like
reality shows.
Noella, just like Noella from Orange County, because she has a daughter and she's not allowed to be shown on TV.
Oh, I
Like
didn't know that.
we talked about it because she posted a picture of her and said, "Happy birthday, my sweetie," and everyone was like, "When did you have a daughter? Like when?" She has
Oh
a
my.
daughter.
So the point that I was making was, yes, if you are a single mother and you have dated a celebrity, had kids by them, and they have the financial means to fight you in court, then you don't fight. I get it. You can be strong armed. But by the time you've married a professional football player and you have all the money in the world to invest in all these businesses, why didn't you then fight for the kids? You're saying that they don't want to be on the show. You should be fighting for them to be in your home.
Yeah.
50-50 custody. She didn't even have any of the
Oh,
Oh, we
like,
lost
you
him.
can't leave after that.
I
Lisa,
know, right?
Where you going?
did his parents fell into the pool? Oh,
I'm
Yep,
sorry.
there
sorry.
you go.
I'm sorry. She didn't even have custody of that second baby because when she was on Hollywood Divas, he was with her dad. He
Oh
was
no.
with the
Wow.
dad. So
Oh no.
But her second husband was messy too, because remember he ended up marrying Keisha
Rudy.
Knight Pullum, Rudy, right? He ended up marrying her, and she had a lot of issues with him too. He was a mess. She got a doozy with him.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she got a doozy with him. Can so what do you think? Do you like Sanya?
I think Sanya is thirsty. Sanya is basically Drew last season.
Mm-hmm.
She's latching
Yeah.
her wagon to people who have more of a storyline and who have a little bit more tenure. She should
Exactly.
just be natural. And I really don't like her mom jumping in.
Yeah, there's no reason because no one can really check mom because everyone's gonna say you're being disrespectful.
I'll check them. I'll check somebody's mama if you check me. I mean, you're on camera. Why aren't you? I mean, if the same way that Karma checked Mama Joyce is the same way somebody can actually check a mom. If a mom is out of line trying to throw a shoe at you, why can't you say something in response?
Yeah, I don't like Sonya's mom, the way she's coming off on the TV. I really don't at all. And like I said, did you hear, Mims? Did you hear what Marlo called Sonya a bee at the Jamaican dinner?
I did not.
Mm-mm.
She did. She called her
I
B.
didn't hear that.
and she was
Okay.
loud.
I don't
And
know how everybody missed that. So I'm like saying to myself, oh, so y'all okay with Marlo calling you a B, but Drew, you giving all this energy and your mom dropping in and jumping in on it, but yet you letting Marlo get away with calling you a B. That didn't make sense to me.
Nobody knows what Marlo is saying. She's the only character on the show that consistently has subtitles. So she probably said it and nobody knew what she was talking about. I really gotta run. It's getting dark. I love everybody. I gotta.
Love you too. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, Miz drop the jabs. Yes, everybody,
Oh
please hit
my
that like button. That
God.
was so
Oh
cool
God.
that
I
he
got
stopped by
water.
in his swimming pool. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot. Yeah, Key Sweat. I really felt like he. I thought she did have. Maybe she didn't have full custody of the kids, but I knew the kids were there, but I knew she could not show them. But on that note, I really didn't blame Keith Sweat for that because the kids got to be strong. You know, kids go through a lot as is. And to
Mm.
be on a reality show, people are ruthless. So it's better for them not to be seen if all possible. Lisa married a strange man she only knew for 30 days. That's how she lost her kids.
Mm.
Oh, you saying because so she only knew him for 30 days before they got married? I didn't know that, Callie. Whew. Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that it's like you making these reckless decisions. I'm not gonna have my kids in the house with you and y'all and you making these reckless decisions like that. But that, like I said, he's a doozy because he had issues. So did I want to say that Keisha Knight Pulliam married him really quickly also, and he got messy. He got messy with her. They ended up getting divorced. I think she's married to someone else now too. So I didn't watch it. You love Mathis Family Matters last night. Please cover this show. His family, wife, and children and grandchildren are well grounded. You know what? I will look at it because I think I was saying it before. We do need some we need balance, right? These reality shows, a lot of them are giving us a lot of the same. I'm still watching because of like I'm so connected to it because I watched it from the beginning, but I am getting over it, right? I'm getting a little tired because, like I said, and Sanya is not helping me because she's literally just making stuff up to keep her check, and it's pissing me off. And we didn't need another Mama Joyce, that's for sure, and that's what we got in Sonya's mother, another Mama Joy. So we didn't need two of them, and I'm
Oh.
done with it. Sonya is doing too much. She is, and she totally is. So you said, yep, 30 days. Oh my God, I didn't realize that she married him that soon. Listen, for some people that actually works out, but he was a character for sure. And
For
I
sure.
never felt like he loved her. And we're talking about Lisa Wu, guys, and her husband. I never felt like he loved her. I really just didn't. Keisha knew him about the same time, and she was pregnant on top of it all. Yeah, I knew
You
that
have
she
a
was
really good
pregnant.
love. You must have a really good love bomb game. Because why
Yeah,
did you marrying him so quick?
but my thing is though, once you know, this is what I don't understand about females. Once you know that he did this to somebody else, do you not think that this man will have the potential to do it to you? Or you really just think that chick is just crazy and she's lying? Okay, you're gonna check out. Okay, so we're gonna check out this Judge Mathis show. He seems like he has a nice family. And I will tell you this: as much as him and Wendy Williams went through, he's still praying for and rooting for Wendy. And that
Yeah.
is definitely some grown people stuff because
Oh,
those two have dragged each other for filth at one time,
yes, they
like out
did.
in public. Yeah, they really did. And now he said, he's praying for Wendy because I know he knows like the struggle. Keisha Knight Pulliam is another actor now. His name is Brad James. Oh, she's with another actor, yeah, and his name is Brad James. And they seem like a really good couple. I think he's from one of those Tyler Perry shows.
Yeah,
Um,
he is.
yeah, he is. He's a nice looking guy. I'm happy for it. Yes, it was Ed. Ed was a broke down football player. He must have something other than broke down going for these women to lose their minds over him. I
Yeah, I
pass.
think he's a
I
really
know
good
that's
love
right.
bomber. That's all I can think. He's a really good love bomber.
Yeah, I shall pass. And you know what? I want to say this too. I was gonna do a recorded video on it. I don't understand these women and Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon has 7 rules that they have to follow. One of them is you can't talk about me in public. You have to get along with the other baby mothers. I'm like, what female? Why would you need to go through this? Like, I don't get it. I don't
It's
get it.
so sad. It's hard. It's like a train wreck. I don't even want to watch it no more. It's
I,
sad.
I it is a train wreck. 124. Oh yes, 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 everybody. Please hit the like button. So I think we covered every single topic for this particular episode. Candy is making her money because she's on yet again another film set. Sanya, I'm done with her, to be very honest with you. I don't think there's anything she can do for me right now to turn the situation around the way I feel about her. I'm done with her. And she always talking greasy when it comes to Drew, but anybody else, she backs down. She's not in their face like that. And if she was giving everybody the same energy, then maybe I would feel different. But she's only doing it to Drew, and it's
Oh, and
so incredibly messy.
Drew was only doing it to Kenya last season. So I'm saying it's her karma. Why do we have to feel bad for Drew?
I don't feel bad for Drew. I just don't like to see a new person come in and do the weakest strategy possible to
That's
basically
what she
build it.
did. That's what she did. She got to deal with what she did.
Yeah, personally, I don't have a beef with Sanya because of Drew. I just think I don't like to see a newbie come in and do something so. It's such a rookie move. Don't do that.
Exactly, right. It's nothing original. So Callie, you saying a friend of one of the baby mamas said that these women are in a cult. You talking about Nick Cannon. Well, they must be in something, but I promise you this, it wouldn't be me. It
Of
wouldn't
course,
be me. I don't care. I don't care how good nothing no, it wouldn't be me.
that
Mm-mm.
is horrible. Where's this coat at? Like,
Yeah, I mean, because these women, they know that he's bouncing back and forth between all of them. Like, I just wouldn't do it. Some females just want babies and don't care about having a whole man. They feel like they can at least have a man with money. It's so unfair to the children, though. It's very unfair to the children. I don't care. I don't care. As many jobs as he has and as many women as he has, and then that was another thing too. I think one of the rules, maybe I'll drop the video tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. One of the rules was, my time is my time. You pretty much, you see me when you see me.
the thing I don't like about his situation more than anything is the women pacifying him and making him believe that this is okay. He's not
Right.
going to know his mistake until those kids are grown and they can tell him verbatimly, like tell them to by themselves that this was a horrible situation. Because one, they don't know their siblings. Two, he's sick. Everyone
Yeah.
kind of forgets that he may not even be here when these kids get grown. So we got
Yeah.
all these broken families, and he's just not thinking. And that's the one thing I don't like about the situation. Yes, the women are going along with it. They are pacifying him, and no one's telling him the truth.
Nobody's telling
It
him the
is a
truth, right?
bad idea to doing what you're doing and stop doing it.
Yeah. And can I tell you this? If he didn't have money, right? Or is everybody excusing it just because he has money? If he didn't have money and this was any other man, people would be in an outrage. They would be in an outrage right now. The conversation would be totally different. But because he has money, it's cool. It's okay.
They
Like
know
I
better
don't
than
I
that.
don't get it.
They just
Um,
want to be with him. They want to be with him in that short period of time and say, "Oh, I had this baby."
Yeah, and for the one that has twins to be pregnant again, and then I heard the one that unfortunately her baby passed, I heard that she's pregnant again.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now her, I'm not saying this right, but her, I think that what was I going to say? I think that, during the grieving period, she may have fell back in his arms. I'm not judging her, but I would have fell back in his arms with, if I would have. It would have been with every piece of birth control you could have possibly thought of. I would have been taking a birth control pill, using condoms, doing rinses right after we had sex. There's no way I would have got caught up with this baby and me again. There's no way. There's no way. I would agree maybe with him, but there's just no way. I just can't even imagine, like, why would you on purpose want to be a single mom? Like, I don't get it. Like, things happen and then you're like, okay, I'm a
I
single
would have
mom.
more respect if they did live in a house or community together where the kids get to know each other. It seems like these kids are just spread around the states in different
Yes.
locations, and none of them know each other.
Yeah, but you know what though? I think because they don't all get along. I think they're
They
in
don't get along.
competition. Yeah. I think they're in competition. I think they're in competition to see, well, who's gonna have his last baby? Like, like I'm one upping you. I'm one upping you. We're in this tribe together, but I'm a one up you because now I'm pregnant with his baby again. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they're in competition with each other.
They
I know
are.
Mariah is looking like this is a disgrace.
I don't think Mariah even let her kids see them kids, and that's the part that I feel bad about because they have siblings that they probably won't get to know until they're old enough to go look for them. Because this is
Yeah.
circus. It's wild.
It really is. If Nick Cannon was a woman having all these babies with different men, she would be called all kinds of hoes and whatnot, no matter how much money she had. I totally agree with you. But you know what? In addition to that, there's a lot of basketball players. I can't think of the names right now off the top of my head. One of them has so many kids. They used to talk about him so badly. But Nick Cannon is just like, oh, all of a sudden, like this thing is okay because he has the money. His career could be over in a flash. What will happen to all of those children then if the money is gone? IRS could come and take it all. Anything could happen. Nothing is guaranteed in life. Nothing is guaranteed in life, but they seem to be cool with it. And do you really think? I'm gonna be honest with you. Do you really think he took the time out to write all of these kids in the will that make sure like every one of these kids get it, like get something? I don't. I think it's disgusting. But
Mhm.
you know what? They're allowing it. So it's like, what
Listen,
can we do?
I
Yeah.
am listen, I am pro procreation, okay? So
Hmm.
let Nick Cannon have all these kids, let these women have all these kids. They're the ones who won't deal with it. That's it.
Yeah, you know what, Callie, before I close out, let me say this. I really wholeheartedly believe that's why his daytime talk show ended. I
You
think it had nothing to do with the ratings, because his ratings was no better or worse than Drew Barrymore, whose show I love and is still on, and all the other talk shows in the realm of the time frame that he was in. They all had about the same numbers, like, and especially starting out in the gate, it was his first year. So I personally went to his show several times. And it's a shame. He's an extremely nice person in person. He came out ahead of time, prayed with the audience, and that's when he had me at first because he said he was practicing abstinence, which was a wholehearted lie. But he had me, he caught me with the nonsense. And like in the studio, it was a good vibe. Like he seems like a really good person. Let's be clear, they're not addressing it. He has an illness. He has an illness. And no one is checking him. They're making a mockery of this thing. And that part is pissing me off too, right? It's like making a mockery of the family having babies. He jokes about it every time he does an interview. Like he jokes about it, but again, these women are allowing it. The basketball player was somebody Washington, I believe. Leah, I think you are correct. The name won't come to me really quickly, but yeah.
It was two of them, Diva. You have a Royce's baby father. He has like 7 or 8 kids. I forgot his name though. And then you had the guy Sean Kemp. He like in his 90s. He had like 6 kids by 7 different women, or 7 kids with like he had one child for each woman, and they all came like store step. Like every 2 months it was a new baby.
Yeah, it is.
What's Royce's baby father's name? He is another one. He had like a bunch of kids all at once.
Wait, who?
Royce, remember Royce from Basketball Wives?
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
He was the one
Yeah.
with a bunch of children. I forgot his name, but he had like kids that were all like a year or 6 months apart.
Wasn't one of them, was it, I could be wrong, but Wilt Chamberlain, didn't he have a lot of
Oh no,
kids
Will
too?
Chamberlain had a lot of sex. He didn't have a lot of kids. He
Oh,
said
he had a lot of sex. Okay.
he
Oh,
said
he's
he,
the one. He's the
Dwight
one that
Howard.
claimed. Yeah. Oh, Dwight Howard. Yeah, somebody wrote that. Somebody wrote Dwight Howard. He's the one that claimed he had sex with over like 1,000 women or something like
Yes,
that.
he said that. He said he had a lot of sex and
Yeah, it
he
was
was
disgusting.
contracting like serious diseases. But yeah, he had a lot of sex.
Okay, so listen, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. But you know what? Listen, I guess we gotta. Okay, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Everybody's loving the Judge Mathis show. I do like him, and I like when he had his, his court little TV. He know how to get messy with that mouth on his when he did his judge show. But
Yes.
yes, I will definitely watch it. Listen, guys, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget, hit that like button on your way out. And I'm doing DC tomorrow. I was trying to squeeze it in today. I'm gonna do Love and Marriage DC tomorrow. Again, that's another show that I don't know if that's going to be renewed, but we shall see. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me tonight, and I'll see you on the next video.
Have a
Bye.
nice one. Bye.
You too. Bye.